I went in for my very first surgery. Well, things didn't turn out the way we had planned. To close the wound, he needed to do 3 layers of stitches, bottom, middle, and top. Well, the 2 bottom layers, they held, but the top layer tore open. For the next 6 months, I spent them in bed, away from school, away from my friends, away from any kind of socialization besides my close family and my best friend who lived across the street from my grandmother's house where I was staying to recuperate. Finally, in May of 1998, after many failed attempts to close that wound, I was admitted to the hospital for 3 weeks where I underwent the final surgery, and at this time they would give me the colostomy. That's where the back comes in. That was on May 26, 1998. That summer, when my friends were enjoying what normal 7th graders about to enter 8th grade do, sleepovers, family trips, I made 40 trips down to St. Mary's Hospital in West Palm Beach for 40 hyperbaric chamber treatments. After those treatments, I was completely healed and was able to return to school for my 8th grade year, and I spent the first and only year in remission. Then came the start of 9th grade. I had went to a private school from preschool to 8th grade, and the transition from private to public just was a little too much for my body to handle, and I went into a flare-up. I had never had another year of remission besides that year in 8th grade. I spent those 4 years of high school in and out of the hospital and missed out on any normal teenage experiences. I was finally able to get my GED and graduated with all my other friends, but I was still too sick to go to college or to move away from home like all my other friends were doing at the time. After that, I continued to have trouble being in and out of the hospitals, including a 5-week stay for shingles, pancreatitis, pneumonia, and another Crohn's flare. About 3 weeks into that stay, I went to change my bag and discovered that I had filled the whole bag full of blood and was unable to get the bleeding to stop. Late one night, a surgeon was called in and came in and told us that he wanted to perform a total colectomy, with an ileostomy the next morning. I was only 17 years old at that time. I didn't feel comfortable with the surgery at that time, and some small little voice inside me said not to go through with it. So with my eyes closed and my head laid back on the bed, I just whispered, "Not tomorrow." Something happened when I said those words. I guess I must have sensed that there was the great physician in the room that night. I didn't say no, never. I just said no, not tomorrow. I left the hospital a week and a half later with no trace of any bleeding. It was at that moment when I truly felt the power of prayer and what it could do. We asked, well, tomorrow came 4 years later. On May 26, 2006, exactly 8 years to the day that I had my first ostomy surgery, I had my second ostomy surgery. And this time I did decide to have my colon taken out with the ileostomy. It was a slow recovery, and some days I would just sit down and ask myself, what have you gone and done? What did you get yourself into? But I know now that it was the best decision that I ever could have made, and it was the right thing to do. It's been a long road since that first diagnosis 10 years ago, and I suspect that until there's a cure, it will still be a long road, full of its ups and downs. In fact, I still have one more major surgery that I need to have in the near future. But with prayer, love, and support from my family and from my friends, I will be able to fight anything that comes my way. In some ways, I'm actually thankful for this disease because it's taught me so much. It's not just about life, but about strength, about courage, and patience, and perseverance. And it has shown me that I am strong and I can handle anything. It's shown me how to have great faith, and that even when it doesn't feel like it sometimes, that God is with me, always right beside me, cheering me on every step of the way, giving me strength that I need to get up and live my life. And to be a witness for Him, and to take what I have been through be able to hopefully tell others and show them how great God is, and to always give him the glory. For he is the only reason that I am still here and able to share my story. That even in the hard times, the best thing you can do is to simply praise his name.